Shalom and welcome to the weekly Torah portion commentary. I'm going to do my weekly Torah portion teaching this week in my kitchen as I make a mango salad. So, what is the connection between a mango salad and the weekly Torah portion? Well, this is an Israeli mango, and Israel has some of the best fruit in the world. It's truly a blessed land. And in this week's Torah portion, we read about the blessings and curses in Deuteronomy chapters 27 and 28. And as I was reading these blessings and curses, I realized that the majority of the blessings and curses focus on the physical well-being of the people of Israel, as well as the productivity and fruitfulness of the land of Israel. And I was wondering, are the blessings and curses still valid today? So as I was thinking about that, I thought about the Sermon on the Mount in the New Testament. And I feel like there's a lot of connections between the blessings and curses and what Yeshua taught in the Sermon on the Mount. He begins with the Beatitudes, which are, blessed are you if you do this and that. And I want to read a few verses out of Matthew chapter 5. Yeshua says this in Matthew 5:17. Do not think that I came to abolish the law or the prophets. I did not come to abolish, but to fulfill. For truly I say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not the smallest letter or stroke shall pass from the law until all is accomplished. Whoever then annuls one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever keeps and teaches them, he shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say to you that unless your righteousness surpasses that of the scribes and Pharisees, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. So as I read these words, I was reminded, number one, how are the blessings and curses still valid today? Yeshua says clearly that he did not come to abolish the law and the prophets, but to fulfill. And that these will continue until all is accomplished. So all is not accomplished yet. The law and the prophets are still part of God's word, and there's still a validity to the blessings and curses. And something more that I think we see here in these verses, as well as throughout the Sermon on the Mount, is that when Yeshua talked about the blessings of obeying God, obeying his commands, he didn't simply focus on the physical well-being of our bodies, or of the fruitfulness of the land, or of entering and staying in the land. He focused on the eternal and on relationship with God and on the kingdom of heaven. 3 times Yeshua mentions the kingdom of heaven in these 4 verses I just read. And it was not so important to enter the land and be fruitful in the land, but Yeshua focuses most of his Sermon on the Mount on the kingdom of heaven and making sure that we enter the kingdom of heaven. And so I believe that this is the more important aspect of the blessings and curses. We want to make sure that eternally we're right with God and we are part of his kingdom, and that we are active in his kingdom and being fruitful for his kingdom. I've given you a very brief overview of my weekly commentary. I invite you to read my full commentary on my website, jewelsofjudaism.com, under the title, A Higher Calling. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can simply click the link that's provided in the upper right-hand corner. Or if you're already on my website, please continue reading. I hope you enjoy it. If you enjoy the article and the video, please share it with others. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.